So if you haven't heard, Claude AI just teamed up with SketchUp, has built-in integration, meaning you can now generate SketchUp models inside of Claude using prompts. Now, there are a lot of mixed feelings about this. Some people are hyped, some people are scared, and honestly, both reactions make sense. So in today's video, I want to break down what Claude actually does with SketchUp, what's good about it, what's not so good about it, and whether you should be worried as a 3D artist. Let's dive in. So to keep it simple, Claude is an AI assistant very similar to ChatGPT, in some cases arguably better, and they just partner with Trimble to directly integrate SketchUp into Claude. So this means Claude can now build SketchUp models. Let me show you how. So to connect SketchUp and Claude, you want to log in to your Claude account, go over to Customize, click on Connect Your Apps, and here you have a list of all the companies that are partnered with Claude. And for the 3D modeling platforms, you will see Blender, and if you look closer, you will find Trimble SketchUp. You want to hit that plus icon. SketchUp connects with Claude, you get a confirmed notification, and that's it. Now, the idea that you can generate 3D models with prompt, that's just wow. That's what we're here for. So now let's test how this works. My first prompt is going to be a very simple one. We're going to create a wood dining table based on reference image attached. And this is the image I'm using for visual reference. We're going to push this through. Claude will do its thing. It's actually going to talk back to you as it builds the model behind the scenes. In fact, it has described my table better than I did in my prompt. You might need to confirm and allow a few things here and there, but in about 20 to 30 seconds, you're going to have a 3D model based on that prompt. So here is our first result, definitely not near as close to our reference image. It did manage to create some groups, however, no components. You can kind of start to edit these groups if you want with the push-pull tool. The dimensions seem a little bit reasonable for a dining table, but some of these details didn't translate too well at all. I'm wondering if maybe there was something wrong in the reference image or if the prompt wasn't detailed enough. But I guess there's still a lot of work that needs to be done in this model. And even in the execution itself, I was expecting it to use more practical SketchUp modeling techniques like the use of components for repetitive objects. It did make good use of groups, but still a little poor execution as far as really generating the full table with the reference. But we're not done yet. Let's take a look at the second example. So for this example, I'm not going to attach a reference image, but this time I will try to add as much detail to my prompt to see if we get a better result. So this time I'm going to model a double French door with two hinged panels opening from the center, include a wooden frame with evenly divided glass panes and thin muntins. Keep the proportions realistic, add simple handles and hinges with clean and realistic glass and wood material. Once again, more details on the prompt, so hopefully we get a better result. So we're going to push this. Once my model is done, it gives us a pretty good description of what's included in the model, but let's open and see what the final result is. Now at first I have a lot of questions on how this little table got there, but we'll just ignore that for now. Let's just delete. So now that I kind of know what to expect, it did get a lot of things right in this case. It did recognize the right materials for the wood frame as well as the glass. We did get double handles, which means it recognized has a double doors. We have the hinges on the side. And it also got the dimensions correct. 6 feet 8 is 80 inches and 5 feet is 60 inches. So it looks like the better the prompt, the better the results. And if you look at the outliner, you can see the list of all the groups that came with this model. Once again, no components, which is something I expected with the door handles. Once again, maybe these are things that Claude will learn within the next couple of months. We know AI tends to learn pretty fast, so I'm pretty sure it won't be this bad for long. Now for this last example, I'm going to use a combination of the first two. I'm going to use a reference image and a very detailed prompt. So I'm going to ask Claude to build a bedroom based on the attached image. I'm given the overall size. I wanted to add a bathroom on the top left and a wardrobe on the top right. Place a double bed in the lower area with tables, desk, and a window along the bottom wall. Keep the dimensions, spacing, and layout accurate with clean geometry. Let's take a look at the results. So here is the model I got. And let's have a little side-by-side comparison with our reference image. It is a good start to a model, definitely helps if you build on this, but once again, these are really basic shapes when it comes to the bed, the desk, and the chairs. Just not a lot of detail there. If you move over to the bathroom, it's the same, very generic shapes. But the model did get right as far as the main room, the bathroom on the left, and the wardrobe on the right. The level of detail is just not quite there yet overall, and maybe you really need to do a good job with the prompt to get better results. So we've done 3 examples. Now let's talk about what actually works. So Claude is actually pretty fast, and once you provide your prompt, you get a 3D model within 30 to 60 seconds. Second, you actually get editable models that you can build upon, and although it gives you pretty generic modeling, if you're an expert, you can build up from those models pretty fast if it fits your work. And number 3, the better the prompt, the better the result. So you better make sure your prompt game is strong. Find a way to add more detail to the prompts as far as dimensions, materials, details that relate to specific objects. And as you can see, Claude can capture those pretty well in the SketchUp models. Okay, now let's talk about what doesn't work, and let's keep it real here. First thing, the geometry can get very messy. Sometimes you get overlapping faces, weird edges, and stuff that initially looks fine, but then it's a real headache to work with. Next, it also struggles with complex shapes. As you've seen in those 3 examples, all of them provided really basic square shapes. And as far as capturing actual detail, it just fails in comparison to what you can do if you model things yourself. Now, I'm wondering if that has anything to do with a poor description in the prompt, but then again, you have to ask yourself if it's worth being so descriptive on the prompt and then Claude fails in execution. So that's definitely something you want to keep in mind. And that leads to the very last point. Prompts matter a lot. If you don't describe things clearly, you're going to get weird results. You saw in those 3 examples that I started with a very simple prompt and then a very detailed prompt, and you saw the difference in the results. But you guys can definitely try that out and let me know in the comment section what your results were. So the real question still remains, is AI going to take my job? If you think of the basic repetitive 3D work, yes, AI is probably going to take over those tasks, but it's also going to leave room for you to improve your skills. Let's think about this for a second. SketchUp was probably scary when it first came out, but before that, people were drafting everything by hand. And when you think of the introduction of AutoCAD, you can imagine that a lot of people probably freaked out. And once again, when SketchUp made 3D modeling more accessible to people, the reaction was probably the same. However, every time these tools come out, it's the people that adapt that stay ahead. And that's what you have to think about all of these AI tools like Claude, ChatGPT, Nano Banana, anything that tries to mimic creative work. They just don't know design like we do. We have to feed in our creative, critical thinking to solve creative problems, enable for these AI tools to help with actual results. In other words, you don't have to think about so much whether AI is going to replace your job. You actually have to start learning and adapting with these tools and help you deliver better work and better design. And that's gonna be all for this video. Let me know what you guys think of Claude and SketchUp. Be sure to try it out, test it, let me know what your results were. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.